These niggas, they ain't working for real. They at the rest house, these niggas, they ain't serving for real. I need it fresh out, you lurking, leave you hurting for real. Who wanna test now? I'm urging as a...
In this video, I'm gonna show you how to make Seamoss gel. It's fairly simple. Some people do methods where they boil it at some point in time, but I'm not boiling anything. We're not applying heat to any of this. So I'm gonna go ahead here. I have the setup. I just have a blender. If you want to know what kind of blender it is a jumbo blender. Does pretty good. So here's the Seamoss here after 7 hours. I was supposed to leave it in there for 8 hours, but 7 hours is enough. And this is how it looks after 7 hours of soaking. As you can see in my previous video on how to prepare and rehydrate Seamoss, I have a video on that will show the entire process from start to finish. And this is 7 hours into soaking. Some people do it 24 hours, but 7 to 8 hours is enough for me. Sometimes even 6 hours. Made this fairly simple. I'm gonna take the Seamoss from here and I'm going to add it to the blender. Some people like to cut it up so that the Seamoss doesn't wrap around the strands or doesn't wrap around the blades of your blender. I'm not too worried about that. I just kind of put it in as is.
Sit down. Sit down.
I also take measuring cups, and one at a time I take a cup of the Seamoss water in which it was soaked, and I pour it in 1 cup at a time. And then I'm going to cut on my blender and I'm going to blend this up. So I'm going to show you up close in person how my Seamoss gel is looking. It's actually a tad warm. It's come together from how it originally looked, because it scared me, because I'm like, hold on, I think I did it wrong. But this is the consistency. It is kind of warm because my blender does that. Here's the consistency. So hopefully I can kind of show y'all what that looks like on camera with some light. Let's try this because I gotta grab my phone. So this is the consistency this far, right after blending. And once it solidifies, it should be more in a gel-like form, but the fact that it is thicker and it's not in bits and pieces and like floating around in water and stuff, it makes me gives me the confidence and the security that it's going to gel up a little bit in the morning once it's in the refrigerator and once it cools down. So this is what I have the night of mixing. And like I said, only thing I did was add the Seamoss. Only thing I did was add the Seamoss to the blender. I added a cup of water, and during the process I did add a 1/3 cup more of water, but that was it. Blended the Seamoss for about 6-7 minutes, and this is the consistency in which I've gotten right after blending. So I'm going to come back in the morning. You can see this is how thick. I'm going to come back in the morning and I'm going to show you the consistency of Seamoss gel. Now that my Seamoss has been prepared and I'm done, my jar is a little warm because my blender was warming up in the process. But you know, food, you start to kill the enzymes of food after 118 degrees. This is not 118 degrees. I wouldn't think it's close to 118 degrees. I don't know, I could be wrong. But my Seamoss gel is finished. This is the final look of it. As you're blending, I just want to let you know, start off with adding less water than you think you need. Start out by adding less water than you think you need initially, and then gradually as you go, add a little bit more water to get to the consistency of the Seamoss gel that you want. Also, initially when you start to blend up your Seamoss, it will look as if the Seamoss is not blending well with the water. It will look like it's not coming together as a paste. Just continue to blend it until it becomes the consistency like you saw in the video, because initially when I was doing it, with this time around using the purple Seamoss, and also when I was using the regular Irish Seamoss, it would just look like the Seamoss was like chopped up into bits, and it was just bits of Seamoss and, you know, and water, and it just didn't seem like I was getting anywhere. But the longer you blend it, the more it will come together as so. I'm gonna plop this in the refrigerator. I'm going to let this become a gelatinous substance, and I will show you the finished product in the morning. But it is late at night. I'm sorry for the lighting in the video. I don't have, you know, natural lighting coming in at nighttime because it's dark outside. So I do apologize if I don't have the best of footage while making the Seamoss gel. I just kind of wanted to go ahead and do the process tonight, but I will show you the finished product in the morning. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Peace. In your blender, your Seamoss will look chopped up like this initially before it actually comes together. So don't be too alarmed. Just keep blending until it's like a smooth paste. And if it's a little bit watery, just give it time to solidify overnight. If you don't like the consistency, then you can just prepare some more Seamoss, add it to what you already have to thicken your gel to your liking. So again, when you're blending and it looks like this inside of your blender, don't be alarmed. Just continue to blend it until it forms a paste. Until it forms a paste. Anybody save their Seamoss water to consume, like to drink? I know it may seem like it may be kind of nasty just because this is what it was soaking in, and your point in soaking and rinsing is to get off any of the extras, but I would think Seamoss infused water would be a good thing. So I don't know, do y'all drink it or do y'all pour it out? I'm drinking it. I would have brought my tripod, but I did not, because I'm hoping that this section, no stank, hoping that this section is quick. Yeah, quick. So this is my Seamoss gel the day after. I just put it out the refrigerator and I'm wiping the condensation off of it. So I'm gonna put the camera down and you can watch me as I take the lid off. So this is what I have the day after. I'm going to grab a spoon and I'm going to see if it's gel-like consistency, and it is. You see, it's like that gel-like consistency. Now I'm sure if you boiled this a little bit or added a little bit of heat, it would be more smooth. just because it would have been able to break down the sea moss a little bit better. But this is my final result of my sea moss gel. And as you can see, it's gel-like consistency. It's not watery. Seamoss gel to add to my smoothies. I sometimes add it to my gallons of water or my water bottle, whether I'm drinking a gallon today or whether I'm just sipping on my water and I want a little bit more increased energy, or I feel as if I need it, my body's low-key craving it, then I'll just apply it. I'll just add some to my water bottle, shake that up until it dissolves. Sometimes it does have those little bits and pieces, but like I said, if you were to boil yours or add heat to yours, I chose not to because I'm fine with it, but that would help break down the sea moss a little bit better. I think without losing the benefits of the sea moss, because sometimes once you add heat to things that are natural, or unnatural heat, well, a fire would be heat. It would seem unnatural, but it still can get to the temperature of a fire. So I think y'all know where I'm going with that. But yes, if you want yours a little bit more broken down than what I did, then you can add heat to yours by putting it in a pot, bringing the water to a boil, putting your sea moss in there for about 5 to 10 minutes, and that'll help it. But I used it as a face mask last night. I haven't tried anything else with sea moss besides that. Some people make it into teas. They use it as a thickening agent, which you can see why it can be it can aid in thickening a soup or a sauce or whatever. I've seen some people use it as a jam base, because I was thinking about creating a strawberry jam, like fresh strawberries, like mush them or blend them up and mixing them with sea moss, adding a little agave or something to it to make like a spread, like a natural nutritionist spread. So I'm gonna be playing around with some different recipes and stuff, like whether it be completely raw recipes or whether it's cooked vegan recipes or whatever. I'm gonna do a little bit on my channel, so that anyone who is wanting to clean up their eating habits and take on a healthier lifestyle, then from my experience, I'm going to share that here on this channel. So this was my sea moss gel video. It looks good. This one's a lot darker. The other sea moss, if you use the Irish, it's more golden, but because it had dark hues and tones, this is what happens. So it's nothing wrong with it. So yeah, thank you all for watching and being a part of this experience. Peace, love, and light. I'll be back with another video soon, but for now, peace.